Disney, yeah, they've had to change plans. Everything started to fall apart, constant delays and stuff. So we kind of knew that this was going to happen, but it's been confirmed due to changes in release schedule and constant delays. Marvel Studios did go back to the drawing board and change a couple of things in regards to what they still need to shoot because, well, you don't want to spoil things down the road with things that are coming out now. So I guess this kind of does explain the whole WandaVision thing, right? Like, we need to shoot this and make this first now because they're going to probably cut out a few other, I would say, references and Easter eggs that could have spoiled certain events. Like,
see, I'm not sure with WandaVision because I reckon that would have been so far removed from Widow and Falcon that it wouldn't have mattered.
I mean,
it very well could have. I don't know what's happening in this show. It very well could have tied into something.
yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was just like, oh, yeah, cool. I'm over here setting up all this stuff, and they're over here doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, this started filming in October last year, way before we knew everything was going to get shut down.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, they've had a full year to edit everything and change bits and pieces about. But I think this one was more coming out first purely on the fact that it was done first.
Yeah.
It actually got to finish, whereas Falcon didn't.
I think, like, with the way they say it's like, yeah, there's slight, schedule changes have caused a ripple that Marvel Studios will go back and look at potential spoilers and things. And the best thing I can think of is, like, just imagine if Ant-Man and the Wasp came out before Infinity War. And at the end, you see the snap. You're like, wait, what the hell is that? And then you're like,
yeah, that'd be really weird.
Right.
Yeah,
I think there's going to be small little things like that are probably just like, guys, we need to cut this because it'll go a little too far towards spoiling something. And I know it's like, that sounds crazy, but like, for all we know, like, you could have the agents in WandaVision being like, hey, Wanda, don't you realize this isn't your world? In your world, you're friends with Captain America, and they show a picture of Sam Wilson, and we're like, wait, and they don't want to spoil it's gonna be, like, it could be a little thing like that where like we got to change this because it doesn't line up anymore, right? So like, I'm kind of excited by the idea that they are going through and being like, okay, we just need to make some small changes here and there to change the outcome of this, and hopefully it works out because we still don't know how this is going to go.
With all like this, the slate shuffling around, which ones have jumped like after something else? Obviously, Shang-Chi and Eternal swapped.
Yeah.
Like, has anything else done that?
I'm trying to think.
Because we know that this was going to come before Doctor Strange, which is obviously we know is connecting to that, and Loki was. I think Loki was always also going to come out before, or it might have been afterwards.
Loki was supposed to come out in January, like.
Oh Christ, it wasn't it?
So my speculation is that, and then like we were supposed to be getting She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Hawkeye towards spring, summer, and fall. My speculation is that the Marvel TV shows were so integrated between these things that now it's like that weird scenario where you're like, yeah, these things, the way they're going now with release dates, we're going to have to change a couple elements because the MCU will be different by the time that rolls through. Like, that's the only way I can see it.
I can see the things that hadn't started production changing up a little bit. It's like, right, well, we're here now, we've got to do this. That's why Black Widow and Falcon are always moving at the same time.
Yeah.
We know those two are connected. We had months before it now. Now it's going to be, sometime next year, hopefully. But stuff like Moon Knight, I think anything with a young Avenger in it, you might see some changes depending how things were connected. But then we'll never know if it was really connected or not unless they actually physically come out and be like, oh yeah, this was the plan all along. We had to change that because of X, Y, and Z.
Oh, I guarantee Feige will at some point talk a little bit about that. Being like, yeah, here's the changes in the plans. And it also makes me wonder like how much this has affected development of other projects. Like they were working on Fantastic Four and mutants and whatever's happening with Spider-Man and Sony, it makes me think of that because, like, I guarantee you, Spider-Man 3 is not coming out next December. That is not happening. Like, that's...
No, it'll get moved somewhere else.
Yeah. So, there's a very good chance that's probably getting bumped back like 3 to 6 months into 2022.
Oh,
So,
I can see it being brought forward.
you think? Well, then they run right into Eternals. And
I
before
mean,
that...
it's essentially on top of Eternals now anyway.
Yeah. Ugh. What a
So
scenario.
bring it forward like 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they can't keep pushing Eternals back. No.
Yeah. You would imagine they can't, but who the hell? Well, I mean, how does that even connect everything? Like, you know,
I mean, we don't know.
because there is the more modern day setting with Black Knight. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say Eternals is more like Guardians.
mm-hmm.
Like, obviously, it's going to be on Earth as well, but it's going to be so far removed from everything with a loose connection. Well, I say a loose connection, a pretty big one because it's on Earth.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the extent of that. And then they'll bring them in later down the line.
Oh,
somehow.
totally. Couple movies, there'll be a big old crossover. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and also this week we learned that Miss Marvel production is starting. At least started whatever they're doing in Atlanta, which that's pretty
Yeah,
huge.
and also Moon Knight's supposed to be starting in January, I think. So me saying that was going to be this month was way off. but yeah, something.
Like,
It's nice to see that at least one's starting soon.
you guys are in this scenario right now where besides Blade, everything else they've announced previously is starting within the next like 2 months. So,
Yeah.
like, they're literally by the time.
Blade's way off.
Yeah, and like the weird thing is by the time like July rolls around of next year, they will have in the bag every single thing that they announced for the next phase already completed and in post production, and in some cases out. Like, dudes, how you guys are going to be so far ahead on this? Like, we're going to have to learn what the next projects are like at some point because they're already going to start them, and we're going to be like, guys, we know you started production on this. Like, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, it's just going to be Black Widow all over again, but on a far bigger scale.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just like, I don't know what this is. What are you talking about? It's just like, well, we've seen pictures of it.
Big.
We know it's right there.
Feige, I can physically see Ant-Man in San Francisco on the street. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Who?
Yeah.
Who? Who the
And
I
I mean,
have Man Bug.
and from what we understand, Black Panther 2 is still happening. Like, that's going to happen. It's just how they handle it. Like,
Yeah, that movie's like on an indefinite delay until Coogler and everyone is ready to make.
Yep.
Guardians 3, James Gunn has said something about that. You know, they're getting ready for that.
He still keeps
Peacemaker
saying,
not gonna
yeah,
take that
nothing's
long.
delayed. It's still in its original time slot. It's like, for when?
It's like, no, it's not,
2028?
Gunn.
Come on, Gunn. Come on.
It's like, Gunn, we should have seen this movie by now.
Yeah.
But don't. That's enough stuff.
Oh, boy, what a time.
It's definitely a spanner in the works. It's
Oh,
definitely a giant spanner in the works. But
Well, hopefully we'll know, like, you know, stuff as productions are getting back to normal. Things seem to be going good for studios, slowly getting projects done. So,
and then there'll be like a 4 to 6 week lockdown in the States in January
yep. And then we'll see how that goes.
and stop everything for a little bit.